All right, good morning, everyone, and welcome to St. Louis for NANOG 38. I'm your program chair, Steve Feldman. So I'll be with you for the next couple of days introducing people, and hopefully you'll enjoy this program that we've put together for you. We do have a full schedule this morning, so I'm going to try to keep things more or less to what the agenda says. First, I'd like to thank our hosts, SAVVIS and Washington University, both local here, and it's done a wonderful job of selecting the venue and getting the network ready for us and everything else you see around us. So let's give them a big round of applause. Some contributors, Tony Capella, the Measurement Factory, former of Dwayne Wessels, and Internet 2 have all donated equipment and expertise. Unfortunately, we don't have any break sponsors this time, but we do have a lot of beer and gear sponsors listed here, so be sure to visit their tables at the beer and gear tonight and thank them for their support. Thanks, of course, to the program committee, all 17 of us who've, I think, done a wonderful job of helping me select the program for this meeting. So thanks, everybody. There are no changes yet to the published agenda. If there are later on, I'll certainly let you know. Some remote participation information. Basically, if you're watching on the net already, you don't need to know this, and if you're here, you don't need to know it, so I don't know why I even have this slide. Reminders, network security, the usual one. This is a shared wireless network. Everybody can see what you're sending, so don't send clear text passwords. Use SSH, VPN to your home site, whatever. There's a PGP key signing BOF, or a series of them actually, that are going to be held in the meeting room off to that way. See the main page for the schedule for that. And of course, the beer and gear reception, everybody's favorite part of NANOG, is this evening from 5:30 to 7:30. I believe it's downstairs in the second floor ballroom. My usual comments about what different badge colors. Different people in different committees have different colored badges, so you can tell that we're here to be yelled at or congratulated or whatever. So here's what they mean. Lightning talks. We're doing lightning talks again. That seems to be a very popular part of NANOG these days. Registration for them opened yesterday, since we have a compressed schedule this time. Still open until about 5 p.m. this afternoon, at which point the program committee will decide which ones we think you guys would like to hear. So if you do want to make a submission for a lightning talk, go to the main NANOG page. There's a link to it, or the URL here. Lightning talk is 10 minutes long. At exactly 10 minutes, we yank you off the stage if you're not finished. That's part of the charm. Anything that would be on topic for the mailing list is on topic for a lightning talk, pretty much. And go ahead and sign up, please. We have 4 so far. We have at least 6 open slots, though, so get your ideas in. Tonight we're doing something new. We have a couple of rooms available for informal BOFs. If a group of people want to get together and talk about something, you can reserve the room for an hour time slot, I believe. If you go to either of the 2 BOF rooms that are going to be used this afternoon, there should be sign-up sheets there. If you do sign up for one of these, you might want to send something to the NANOG mailing list explaining what your BOF is about and when it's going to be. Also, if you do decide to do one of these and you have any AV needs, specifically a projector, you need to tell Betty Burke so she can arrange to have the projector in the room. Otherwise, they're going to be locked up for the night. So that's it for my opening. Thank you again for being here. I'd like next to introduce Merit's new CEO, Don Welch.
Thanks, Steve. Is it a different?
Helping you with this. Your slides should be here somewhere.
Under Monday? Nope.
No. All right. Where did you put Don's slides?
I had some funny pictures at the end that I'm sorry you'll have to do without. But anyways, I am Don Welch. I'm the new President and CEO of Merit Networks. I've been there since July. And I want to take a few minutes and explain how NANOG fits into the Merit mission and how it is strategic to Merit. Merit is, as you may know, is a nonprofit, and nonprofits are formed to meet the needs of a community that can't be served as well by a for-profit corporation. And NANOG is one of those communities that Merit serves. And so Merit is a regional optical network. We're about 60% optical, and the rest are lease lines. We have connections out through Chicago and across the International Bridge into Ontario and into Ohio, primarily to serve about 450 research and engineering clients within Michigan. And we provide advanced networking services and the ability to do some experimentation and so forth in the network. And many of you may know that Merit has had a somewhat tumultuous past over the last few years, and there's been some important decisions by the Merit Board. It's owned by the public universities of the state of Michigan, to continue Merit and to invest in it and to help it grow back to be an asset to Michigan and to the nation overall. And part of that is re-energizing our research program, and part of it is just to get the company so they can serve a wider community. So what we are trying to do in the sense of our mission is to be an honest broker for the communities that we serve. Because we are not for profit, we can make decisions that aren't necessarily tied to anyone other than ourselves trying to do what is the best thing for our community. Of course, we're all people, but that is the goal of the people who are in Merit and the things that they are trying to do. NANOG is very important, and it's a community for us. It gives us a national exposure, and it is also important because we run a network. And so we have a number of our engineers here. Bert Rossi is on the program committee, and it is important for us to have a forum to share information, do a better job running a network, as it is for you to have this kind of a forum, this kind of a community where we can exchange ideas and have cooperation amongst competitors. So NANOG is very important to us. It is also hopefully very important to you, and is a community that I want to see thrive and grow. So Merit's position is that we want to provide all the logistical support, the environment where the NANOG community is led by the steering committee, the program committee, and the mail list committee can thrive and can keep the community vibrant and relevant and important. Is this where my talk is? All right. Well, let's see here. Stuff? There we go. I don't have my reading glasses on, so. All right, so I've gone through most of this stuff here. And, all right, so what I didn't do is I didn't do the thanks, but I'll do that at the end. And so just very briefly, the things that we are doing strategically within Merit and trying to strengthen is, of course, we want to develop and maintain an advanced network and continue to build our network. We are buying fiber. We are working with Internet 2 to try and give the most advanced networking services possible to our community that needs it. We are working with the major research organizations, with DARPA and with NSF to try and provide a test bed to work out a lot of new technologies and the operational aspects around them. I mentioned growing a stronger community, of which NANOG is part. I mentioned leveraging the network like most of your companies. We're moving up the stack a bit as the pure bandwidth itself becomes more of a commodity. Providing economies of scale is important. The transfer knowledge and advanced networking research, NANOG fits very closely into that. So where I was when we got this up is we want to work closely with the committee to meet the needs of the NANOG community, participate, be an active participant, and is there anything else I missed there? As I said, the most important thing to us is this be a valuable community to you and to us. Okay, so setting a strategy is pretty simple. You have to set a course, hopefully not towards a cyclone. You have to have a sense of balance. You got to not do anything too stupid, and success is assured. So with those guidelines in mind, that is my approach to merit. I would like to specifically thank our hosts again. We could not put these meetings on without a strong support from our hosts, and I want to especially thank the steering committee and the program committee who put a tremendous amount of work into making this meeting go, and the merit team who does an awful lot of work behind the scenes and 3 times a year really gears up for the NANOG meetings and puts heart and soul into it. And I want to personally thank them very much. But thank you for your time, and I'll let you get on to the more interesting things.
So next we'll be hearing from our hosts. We have 2 hosts this time. So first we'll hear from Bill Darte from Washington University. And in a moment we will have slides. All right, working on this.
It should be on the desktop.
There you are. Okay. Okay. It's all yours.
Welcome. It's my very great privilege to address NANOG 38 as a host. I represent a couple of different communities here. I'm on the ARIN Advisory Council and have been for a long time, and it's been my intention since serving in that role to bring a joint meeting of ARIN and NANOG to St. Louis. We hope you enjoy the city, of course. The Center for the Application of Information Technology, which I am employed by as part of the School of Engineering and Applied Sciences here at Washington University in St. Louis, and we have been providing IT training and executive programs as an outreach to the corporate community in St. Louis since 1976, and that's how I found my way into this community. And so I don't want to spend a lot of time here. I just want to say welcome. I thank you for the opportunity to host you here in St. Louis, and I'll turn the program over to Don Bertier of SAVVIS, who's done all the heavy lifting around here. Thank you.
Thank you, Steve. And thank you, Bill. On behalf of SAVVIS and our headquarters, which is here in St. Louis, welcome to St. Louis and welcome to NANOG 38. This journey began over a year ago when I was approached by our then CEO and said, some folks were asking if we'd like to host this thing called ARIN and NANOG next year. Are you interested in helping out? I said, absolutely, I would love to. I met a guy named Bill Darte. Bill has done a great job of trying to advocate this community as a real cornerstone of the internet, and we are very happy to be working with him and his team to support NANOG 38. Basic topics. You know, at the Arch, Benson Schleiser on our team said there's this really bad joke that you might not want to do, but I have to do it anyway, and I'm going to give Benson credit because it's I believe, coming from his brain. The Arch is known as the gateway to the West, but if you go there looking for peering, you'll be sorely disappointed. So there you go, Benson. All yours. People don't know a whole lot about SAVVIS. I'll spend this much time telling you about us. Was this SAVVIS? You'll see the SAVVIS Center that we recently changed the naming rights over to the Scottrade Center. Locally for us, that was probably a good thing because people like SAVVIS as a company. My dentist literally asked me what I did when the Blues weren't playing there. And I told him that I cut the grass for the Innsdorf soccer team, and he thought about it before realizing he didn't really understand what SAVVIS was. This is SAVVIS, our headquarters out in the West County of St. Louis. We do a lot of different things. We are a global company, and we do everything from AS3561 to private networks, managed hosting, security, which certainly is something I love, digital content. We've got around a third of our 2,200 global employees are here in St. Louis. Our North American infrastructure is a composite of the AS3561 backbone with our private networking and ATM infrastructure, really centered around a purpose-driven network to our hosting centers that are distributed throughout the U.S., Asia-Pac, and in Europe. To drop into the Nanog 38 network was certainly an interesting experience. The Adams Mark hotel capacity had a few T1s, one for business, one for all of the rooms in the hotel. That certainly wasn't sufficient, what we thought, for delivering quality service to the Nanog network. Bell actually dropped an optical build into the basement for us to put a DS3 in. We also put an emergency T1 diversely in, just in case something happened to the DS3 while we're here. Some connectivity dedicated to us is better than none at all. We hope and pray that that is not required. From the basement to the 4th floor, where we are now, there was some unused optical that we had to figure out what was. Benson came in one weekend with his wife and actually figured out that it was multimode fiber, so we could get the right equipment to extend from the basement up to the router we have on the 4th floor. And I'm guessing, and you guys would certainly know better than I, that the connectivity here is somewhat typical for hotels that aren't in Silicon Valley or the mainstay of the tech industry. This is the hotel's diagram of their internal networking. And I know it's hard for you to see, but the center of the universe is the third box down from the middle. And what I'll introduce you to is that the men's room has the IDF closet that feeds a substantial part of our connectivity. Wen Wang is here. She was going to help Benson out, and as soon as we found out about this, we kicked her off the team, and she's no longer able to help because of the importance of the men's room closet. Without spending a lot of time on it, our initial planning diagram's pretty straightforward. We drop into the basement, extend OC3 upstairs through the riser into the M20, and from there we feed out a cascade of Ethernet switches with the different VLAN trunking necessary for the networks here in Nanog 38. It's an obligatory picture of what the closet looks like. Certainly what I would hope your networks at your places do not look like, but it is a testament to the temporary nature of our establishment, and you can even see on the wall back there that network diagram that is the hotel's reference. Lastly, I want to show some appreciation. I'm up here speaking to you, but Benson Schlieser, who's down here, is the guy who really did most of the heavy lifting with regard to working with the Merit team and putting in the network. Several other folks from our team supported him. Certainly Bill Darte and the CAIT folks for their partnership in this. Aaron Santani, also from ARIN, was a great piece of helping pull us into the mix prior to even learning more about the partnership of the meeting with ARIN and Nanog. So that was a great thing. And Glenn Vaughn and the Adams Mark team has been great. But if you see Benson, give him a hug. He's a very loving man. If not, buy him a drink, but he's very selective, so be careful what you ask for there. And to the folks from Merit, what a great team. Between Carol helping guide us into what the necessary steps were in facilitating different activities for us, and the great network team, Dave, Rick, and Tony, for all the things they've done with Benson. What a cool environment when you show up and you sit down and figure out different things you'd like to experiment with that don't have to go through change management. I love that. This is a wonderful environment. If you can host in the future, I encourage it. What an opportunity to give back to the community that really serves us all in a great way. And last of all, thanks to everyone who's here for your contributions to making the internet community a better place. I would advise you as local guy, we are a city, so if you're going out at night, like I used to when I was a teenager, don't play Ghost in the Graveyard unless you got big people in large numbers. Safety is important, and although we're not the highest crime rate in the world, we are a city, so be careful if you go out at night, and always go in numbers. Have a great time here at Nanog. St. Louis is a great place. I've lived here all my life. Welcome, and enjoy. Thank you.
And now I'd like to introduce Ray Plzak, the president of ARIN, who will tell us about the ARIN meeting, which is coming up after Nanog here.
Thanks, Steve. I have no slides, so you'll get to see a blank screen. This is getting to be quite a habit, having a fourth quarter annual joint adventure between Nanog and ARIN. And I said adventure, not venture, because every one of these is always an adventure because there's always something new that's happening. And so I want to welcome you all to this week if you're going to be able to be here all week. If you are going to be here or haven't made up your mind, I'll point out a couple of things that are going to be happening during the ARIN portion of the week. We've got 3 policy proposals on the table which should be of interest to everyone in this room. One has to do with privacy of information that's displayed in the Who Is directory by ARIN. And the other 2 can affect the way you do your business a little bit more directly. One has to do with the allocation of private IPv6 micro allocations. And the other one has to do with ARIN collecting more information regarding routing attestations. So those are the 3 policy discussions. And in addition, we're going to be having a roundtable discussion on Wednesday, I believe it is, which is going to deal with the topic of blacklisting. And we've got a nice panel put together to carry on a nice session on that. So if you haven't registered for ARIN and you can take the time, I would encourage you to do so. We have already set up our registration desk, and so if you are registered, you can pick up your packets there. In addition, our cyber cafe is open, and even if you're not going to be here for the ARIN meeting, you can get yourself a copy of a new comic book we've put out about ARIN. And it's actually, if you look through it, you'll get the idea that this is actually more than just a comic book. And one of the things about it is that we've more or less have dedicated it to John Postel. We got Vint to allow us to quote from him from the RFC, and then we asked Joyce if she wouldn't mind writing a little tribute. So there's a nice tribute from Joyce in the back of the cover as well. In addition, also playing at the Cyber Cafe is a movie about ARIN meetings, and so take your time if you have during a break or something other, and go ahead and enjoy those. So with that, I will get out of the way and let the Nanog meeting proceed. And so, Steve, thank you very much.